What's up, everybody? How you doing? You're listening to Open Mic. I'm your crazy mad podcaster, comedian Ricky Cole. Well, the Supreme Court going to take up birthright citizenship, something that was settled after the Civil War. But see, these inbreeders, they don't want a true democracy. Come on, you think Roberts was just put on the Supreme Court because he was qualified? Roberts was put on the Supreme Court because a bunch of racist, witch motherfucking men groomed that bastard to become the justice, the chief fucking bastard on the Supreme Court. And then, they fell into pieces. And I watched Condoleezza Rice set her black ass behind a couple of those bastards and rubber stamp their white supremacy. I wonder how she feel right now knowing that those same people going to take away her fucking birthright citizenship. You see how they threw, what was his name? Oh, Coleman Powell under the fucking bus, right? This man was a patriot, fought in Vietnam, served the country, Secretary of State, got played by Dick Cheney. He still believed in this fucked up country. Pete Hegseth took his name down, took his picture down, because he was a N-word. It's not real white America, because we do all this shit. They do all this shit themselves. I'm going to say we, because they ain't got shit to do with this dumbass country. What else can I talk shit about today? The Heritage Foundation, American Prosperity. Think about the billions and billions of dollars they have spent tearing down this country because they don't want black people to have rights. They even let foreigners from third world countries come over here and benefit from everything black folks fought for because they don't want black Americans to have rights. That's why I listen to Somalia. Well, I'm not lazy, bitch. Who the fuck is? My ancestors fought and died for this fucking country so many times that would blow your fucking minds. But I digress. We're dealing with white supremacy, folks. I've been calling this shit out for a very, very long time. My shows don't get a lot of play on YouTube or other platforms because white folks don't like to hear the truth, even when they pretend that they're moderates. But they can listen to Ben Shapiro or that little gay boy who liked to hang out in the basement, a graper. Or someone like Charlie Kirk when his ass was alive. Oh, they give a memorial service because he was a true patriot. A blind man could see white supremacy even when they got some token niggas like Candace Owens. Oh, I don't understand. And going at the Zionist Nazis. Or Mark Levin sit there on Fox News controlled by a Nazi. Oh, all of a sudden, when Tucker, Nazi, call out those Zionists, we see a cat fight. But what gets me, folks, the black ass kissers who sit there on television and cater to white supremacy reminds me of what Malcolm said. They look like us, but they're not us. White supremacy killed all our fucking leaders. Even killed Fred Hampton, a young guy, 21, got shot 90 times. They made up a lie, put it on media, and everybody said, oh, he was a militant. Oh, yeah, he was radical. Because brainwashing stupid people is easy when you control the narrative. Fred Hampton was murdered because the FBI did not want a black messiah, someone who will unite black America. Hell, isn't that funny? You have the Zionists united. That's why they own our politicians. You have Christian nationalists united. That's why we have the Heritage Foundation and other think tanks. That's why Elon Musk can give a Nazi salute from behind the presidential seal. That's right there should have pissed America off and took out that motherfucker. But instead, they start making excuses. Oh, it was a Roman salute. Oh, yeah, the Romans used to do it. You know why they let that bastard get away with it? Or some gay fucker like Peter Thiel, who fucking J.D. Vance up the ass or vice versa get away with the shit they do? Because America was never a true democracy. All you have to do is take a good look at that CIA. They destroyed democracies in the name of capitalism. Settler colonial racist capitalism. Our government has been fascist for a long time, pretending it got over its racism. 60 years, but they really never have. They just learned how to cover it up. Bill Clinton, bring his ass in, the war on drugs. We're going to invest in more policing. We fell for that shit. You know why? Because they let crime go rampant. And you know who was funding that crime? American government, because they was the ones who fighting the war in Central America against communism. No, they were planting drugs into our communities to destroy our communities. That's why when I listen to black people talk, well, how can rappers turn against their community? They're drug dealers. They don't give a shit about our community because they weren't. If they did, they wouldn't have sold drugs. So we got to stop playing this game, man. This is an economic power play. They know. We're late to the fucking game. The Monopoly board is controlled by racist, rich motherfuckers. Went to prep schools, never been loved, and they hate. That's all they know. That's inbreeding who they are. Why you think Robert sits on the Supreme Court? All of a sudden out of the blue, out of 100 and some years, or 200 damn near years, they all of a sudden they want to take up birthright citizenship. Come on. Why do you think Mitch McConnell spent his dying last days rigging the court? That was his goal. That was his plan. That was his job. Why do you think that little gay-ass Lindsey Graham running around there cheering on anything Trump do? Why do you think Ted Cruz, who know Trump was a fascist, now all of a sudden bound down to fascism, looking like Uncle Fester on the Monsters, wherever his name is? Folks, we can sit and bitch and whine, but white supremacy is a power thing. That's why they use poor white people as pawns. That's why they created Fox News, Newsmax, and make sure News Nation or ABC, CBS, NBC, TikTok, they try to control the message so they can keep you dumb. And trust me, there's a lot of dumbass people out there believe that Donald Trump is doing a good job when he's ripping the Band-Aid off the fucking wound. America is ugly. America is racist. America don't even like fucking gay people. But there's a lot of log cabin guys always like to hang out around Turning Point, USA. Why do you think that little Graper boy is gay? Somebody been fucking someone up the ass. That's why the vice president like to wear mascara. Married a fucking Indian girl and don't even like her skin. But see, brainwashing is powerful. I know those little white lilies when she go to those dinner parties with the vice president tell her, you're a nigger. Oh, no, I'm Hindu. No, nigger. Because that's how they think. White supremacy is ugly. It's powerful. It's all about the ruling class power. See, while a lot of people think white supremacy, the Klan, they love taking the cameras and run down into the woods in Tennessee or Alabama or Georgia and film the ignorance of white supremacy. No, those are their foot soldiers. Keep them dumb, keep them angry, and they'll do the bidding. That's why they was getting out of U-Haul trucks. Now they're getting out of SUVs in black and brown communities, claiming that they're ICE. We got to stop the bullshit show. Today on my crazy show, that's what we're going to talk about. I'm a big fan of Danielle Moody, and she went on her little rant. And I'm proud that people begin to wake up and see. White supremacy is ugly, man. And corporate media is not going to help us because white supremacists own corporate media. You know, Ida B. Wells broke me into that shit when her friend, got murdered because he opened up a store in the early 1900s. See, white folks, you don't want to study that part of the history because it make you feel uncomfortable. But you need to read it. See, because when you start going behind the scenes, you begin to realize those lies they've been telling is not the truth. The truth is, settler colonialism don't give a fuck about no one. Its main goal is profit. But they're good at brainwashing people into patriotic. Oh, you're American, you're a patriot, come fight for me, while the rich get richer. You know, there's a storm. Good example. How many kids died for the butchers to get riches, Alec Burton to make billions? Look at Libya. They brainwashed a black man, ran on hope and change. And what did he get? The Tea Party. And they calling for him to show his birth certificate. And what did they do to think America? For putting the black man in, put one of the most racist, ignorant, uneducated, backwards thinking crackers they could ever find with German heritage, as long as his skin was white, and he can fuck whores, he can fuck children, he can do whatever the fuck he want because he was white. They even staged an assassin attempt on his life just to make sure that whiteness get into the White House. And people flying his banner and believing in Trump. And corporate media said, well, it was a show. No. Trump tapped into Fox News propaganda. Speak those white racist people language. I listen to preachers in these little churches all around America push that white, oh, the election was stolen. And I'm like, y'all that fucked up? And then one day, the same guy that the Zionists got pissed off about for standing by that little gay boy who was a graper and Tucker, they all of a sudden, well, wait a minute, hold on. The Heritage Foundation is a white nationalist Nazi fucking organization. That's what it is. It was founded by some Hungarian Nazis that slipped into America after Operation Paperclip. That's why Eisenhower said, beware of the military-industrial complex. We took their technology, folks. We invited Nazis into America after World War II and did not address the Nazi problem before World War II. That was American boom. Charles Lindbergh, Henry Ford. Need I go the fuck on? Now, America back then was very fucking racist. I looked to Rich Kuhn back then in the day, tell you, America is a perfect country. We have segregation. We have everything. And he didn't like no one, not even Jewish people. That's what blows my mind. How the fuck did Zionists get in? But see, Zionists are not Jews. They're Nazis. So how the fuck did we, as the United States, let this shit happen? If they was brown people, they'd be called terrorists. If it's white terrorists, they'd be called patriots. Investors. Hell, they get contract, government contract, sucked off American Palantir. Everything these rich bastards doing is fascism. They slowly took their wealth and destroyed our democracy. So that's why I said we can't blame the clown. He's just the icing on the fucking cake. We got to stop them before they put the crown on top of the cake. We will never let them get our country. They talk about civil war. I know friends of mine saying there's going to be a second civil war. I'm going to say this to all the white patriots out there who's putting their lives on the front line, who fought in every war with black and brown people. Are you going to hand your country over to these fuckers? Because once they get rid of birthright citizenship, law and order is out the window. He's going to come after anyone and everybody. And I think we should meet them motherfuckers halfway. I know they have a lot of ICE agents. They want to take our National Guard troops and put them on the front lines. But those are our kids. Those are our loved ones. If they believe in democracy, they would turn their fucking attention towards the fucking DC and the Nazis who have control of it. That's the only way we defeat fascism, folks. If we come together and realize our ancestors did not storm the beaches of Normandy. Our ancestors did not fly combat missions over fucking Germany, being disrespected by white pilots to come home to segregation. And they did. Because white America would get away with racism as long as we let them. I'm just saying, folks, it's up to you. We see who these people are. We know what they will do. But hey, we all got to die someday. At least you should say, I died for a reason. I died for a cause. I died defending my people. I know that sounds hard for someone to tell you on a podcast show, but I'm telling you this. We can't keep ignoring this shit. 2026 is around the corner. You've seen what they did when Trump got in the White House in the first fucking year. You think the second year going to be different? It's going to be worse. They label Antifa, anti-fascists, as terrorists. They label anyone who stand up for democracy. Remember, the Heritage Foundation said, we're going to take this country either peacefully or violently. And we've seen what they did. We've seen our leaders bend over and get fucked in the ass by the Zionists. One thing I give it to Prime Minister of Israel, he exposed the rot that's in this country, in the Democratic Party. Hakeem Jeffrey is limp. Chuck Schumer don't give a fuck. And every other fucking senator who break bread with a Republican right now is a traitor. That's why I say America is a fucking Nazi project, man. And Hillary Clinton, that bitch can't say shit to me. Because the Zionists and the Nazis are the same. When a rabbi called that shit out, I started listening to the rabbi. Because, see, they want us to hate Jews. That's their power. Just like, oh, you hate all white people. No, we hate white supremacists. We hate Nazis. We hate Zionists. We hate the Klan. And that's what they are. Our ancestors died for this country. My brothers dealt with malaria and everything else fighting in Vietnam for this country. Coming home to nothing. Our loved ones fought in Desert Storm and any other white nationalist war they want to fight for resources. Well, fight over resources. Now the clown and the idiots around him want us to fight against the Venezuelans. They committed murder. We see who these people are. That's why I say stop listening to corporate media, because they're going to whitewash this shit. Our kids going to go die on some foreign soil for corporate greed. We should be on the street saying, hell no, that's not us. All right, that's my rant. I'm going to let Danielle rant because I support Danielle Moody and the rest of the guys who are trying to get the message out. But like I said, a lot of people don't want to hear the truth because they can't take it. Danielle, take over. I support her show. I think you guys should do. Danielle Moody, check it out.
Of the indigenous people that saved your fucking ancestors from dying off during their first winter in these in this country, right? And they returned the favor by raping, skinning, and kicking them off of their land. Like the deranged thinking that these people have, like, literally can send me on one. We must fight against the poison and embrace our common American heritage. Oh, you mean the breeding farms to breed human beings that your ancestors put together to put the strongest black man or the strongest black woman together?
Oh, that was down in Virginia, folks. If you study American history, you realize they used to breed black people like they was animals. Because, see, when they say you're not human, I always ask, what the fuck is the definition of human? Are you fuckers are aliens? Have cloned our DNA and became human and created this society? Because we was a bunch of monkeys running around, say over 10,000 years ago? Something stinks about these people. I can smell it from here. Continue, Danielle.
In order to create the products that would further the capitalism of this nation? You mean that common heritage? The common heritage of the Trail of Tears? The common heritage of mass graves of indigenous people and stealing them from their homes and their tribes in order...
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Where do I see that happening again? Oh, Gaza, the West Bank. Take. Destroy. Lebanon and Syria. Take. Destroy. Play the victim. A little bit more.
To brainwash them, and then if they didn't follow along, murder them? That tradition? I'm confused about what common American heritage Benny Johnson is talking about. Do you know, Wash?
Whiteness and the delusion of whiteness and the illusion of whiteness and the fraud and con of white supremacy. Not white people, folks. You all know our audience, and I think most white people know. I know for a fact most white people know, or those who self-identify as white. We're talking about white supremacy.
And that's what we're talking about. I watch their shows. I think you guys should go check them out too. Independent journalism is the way to go, folks. Don't trust corporate media, not one fucking bit. I watch Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffrey pretend that they care about working class people. We watch Hillary Clinton over the weekend go and give a fucked up speech to a bunch of Zionist billionaires. Our government has been raped by these corporate bastards. We don't have a country function for us. We send our politicians up to D.C. and they don't do shit for us. They work for the corporate interests of America, the rich. So AOC and the Squad and others be demonized for doing their goddamn job, trying to help the poor, the working class, make things easier for the people who make this country work. That's why they hated Bandani, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. They hated him because he was a democratic socialist. But you motherfuckers wait for Social Security check and food stamps. I forgot, Trump don't want to give you that now. They're going to take that away like they've taken away your birthright citizenship. We have to fucking have ID on us at all times now. Our passport or our ID say that we're American citizens. You think this shit came under Trump? This shit was born out of white supremacy hate under Bush Jr. and Father. And before those two bastards took over the government, we had that fucking racist ass Reagan. He's the ones who fucked up cable. He's the one who got rid of net neutrality. He's the one who gave Rupert Murdoch the license to lie to us every night. Why do you think Ross Limbaugh got the Medal of Honor? Why do you think they love Charlie Kirk? Why do you think Candace Owens is losing her fucking mind? Why do you think Marcia Taylor Greene said, oh, I didn't sign up for this shit? Why do you think Republicans who are moderates like Mitt Romney run and hide? It was always about white supremacy, neo-fascism. That's why we can't be a true democracy. I'll be right back with a little bit more of this show, folks. Hey, on YouTube, I don't get enough hits. Algorithm is not helping me. You can listen to my clips. Subscribe to my show, Open Mic with the Crazy Mad Podcast, comedian Ricky Cole. Just give me some numbers, folks. I'm a little raw, I know that, but hey, a little bit helps. Right now, I'm on every podcast platform you can get your fucking podcast from. Or, if you want to listen to my show, support me over there. But support my videos on Blue Sky, even on Substack. If you want to hear more, I'm on Substack. But, I'm not trying to be too far out there, because white folks, they get nervous when they hear the truth. Their brains start shutting down. That tribalism kicks in, and they start like, oh. I got kicked off of fucking TikTok for telling the truth. Why look at that little gay boy, that graper, spread all types of hate. He's okay. His skin tone is different. I'll be right back, folks, with a little bit more of this crazy show.